Hello guys, welcome to Back in the Game. I'm Daz.
I'm Mike.
I'm Aidan.
What we're going to talk about is we're going to recap the Premier League, English Premier League. So we're going to talk about the games we've had the previous weekend usually.
Yeah.
I know this is episode 1, so we want to try and there's a lot to cover if we go through every game.
There's a bit of catching up to do.
So we'll just do an overall recap where we're up to so far, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I'll talk about the weekend's games that have just passed. I'll tell you where I want to start with from this weekend. Or one of the teams that have sort of like stood out for me so far with their attitude towards playing is Brentford.
Yeah, been doing pretty well to be fair. Yeah.
And based on that, the performance that Ivan Toney put in against Leeds. I know one of his goals was a penalty. I'm talking about it before, but the other 2 goals he took them so well.
Absolutely.
His free kick was top bins right in the corner.
Yeah.
And then his chip of the keeper when he took it past the keeper.
Outside the boxes. I mean, just everything about the control, getting past the keeper, and the audacity to chip it from outside the box.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I just want to give give them a quick mention sort of thing before we touch on everything else, because for me he was very, very difficult to play against this weekend from what I could tell.
He's one of those guys. He's a bit of a handful again, isn't he? He really is.
He's a nuisance. Yeah,
he's a nuisance. He's a big lad. Puts himself about, but he's a decent footballer as well.
Do you think there's a possibility he could get in the England team?
I've heard people say that actually.
He won't do though, because he's not as a big team, is he?
That's the problem, isn't it? It doesn't seem fashionable, does it? Sometimes, if you're in a low team, you've had a bit of a grab out for years. Yeah. As soon as you get to like one of the so-called top 4, top 6 teams, he seems to just walk into the England team, no matter what. But that is one of the reasons why maybe he won't. And he seems to stick with the same squad a lot, Southgate as well, doesn't he?
He's boring.
Yeah.
He's very boring and he's very bland.
You've got to go with sort of form as well, I think. But I'm not sure. I'd like a few more matches until they make a judgment on that. Another month or so. If he's still doing it, then I'd say you've got to give him a chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got to at least have a look in the internationals. We've got friendlies coming up in a few weeks for England. I know it's an international break again.
It's just. For me, I mean, okay, the World Cup's coming up, so we have to have some kind of international friendly or international break, I guess.
Yeah.
But just in the middle of a hectic season, this World Cup has just totally done the whole Premier League in, and not just Premier League, but La Liga, and all the other leagues, the Bundesliga. It's really done it in. It's made a right mess of everything.
I just don't know when anyone's looking forward to it that much, really. Maybe some of the players are, but
do you know one of the things I want to touch on with that though is a lot of people talk to us about going to the games, and City fans get criticised a lot because people think the stadium's empty, which is a bit of a myth, but people are entitled to their own little opinion. What it comes down to is we're playing at the moment 3 games a week, City. In Europe, domestic. The cost that goes into it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, the tickets are capped for league games at £30 for away tickets, but then you've got the travel, the expense of what something to eat, something to drink. When you're going down there and all that, the whole atmosphere goes with it. You're talking a day out's minimum. I'd say minimum £150 per person, minimum.
Oh, absolutely, it's not cheap.
And then forget when you're going that's if you're going locally.
Yeah.
If you start going to like southern clubs, London, Bournemouth, Brighton, Southampton.
Oh yeah.
Then it's even more. The train fares alone down there.
It's a lot.
London's £300.
It's a lot of time out your day as well in your weekend. Apart from anything else, it's not just the cost, is it?
No, it's full day.
I like to turn a phrase. You've got to get some, a bit of a drink, like 20 pints.
Try and get more than that.
Make it sound like a can of Coke or something like that.
But what time did we start? It was late start this week, wasn't it? It was about 11 o'clock we left.
11 o'clock. Yeah. It was.
So you can follow us on the away days, from the other videos, but. It's just an expense for people that shouldn't really, I don't know how you come, but they come back because we're playing 3 times a week. At least spread it out a little bit. Yeah. If the World Cup wasn't there in these months, obviously the games will be a bit more spread out.
It still costs you home matches. Your ticket to get in is probably more to start with anyway.
Yeah.
But it is a full day type of thing, isn't it? It is entertainment, which we love anyway. But people, it is a thing where people say, people don't go to the matches and stuff. Got to pay for it. It's not free.
Yeah. But the main talking topic this weekend for me was VAR and the referee.
It was absolutely shocking.
It's not VAR. VAR is not the problem. VAR is not the problem.
No, it's not the technology. It
is the refs are absolute piss poor.
Yeah.
Putting it mildly, that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's still humans in charge of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're still in charge of the VAR and technology.
We've spoke about it before, but I never understand why they don't interview the refs at the end and say, "Can you just talk us through this decision? Let us know what you think of this, and why you gave that call. Just for any young referee watching or fans to understand why you made that call." The one for me, or the 2 ones that stood out for me were Newcastle and West
Chelsea.
Ham.
Chelsea West Ham.
Chelsea
I
West
wasn't
Ham.
bad on that though.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the game or anything, but after I saw the replay, and I was like, that was.
Well,
where was the foul?
I saw Declan Rice going mad.
Yeah.
Saying he was no, and I watched the game, and I thought, what's wrong? I can't find anything. I thought it must be offside.
Yeah.
And then you go on the repeat, and I'm like, foul on the keeper. I thought it's not foul on the keeper.
Which is bizarre.
The keeper should have been given a yellow card.
I don't know anyone else that's disagreed with what we're saying.
No.
We're not professionals, but we know football, don't we? You know, we play, amateur level and so we know about football. We've watched a lot of it. We all know that wasn't a foul. It should have stood. Why is this one guy sat there in a room and think, "Ooh, that's a foul"?
Just the refereeing, it's just so poor. The refereeing,
really
the standard of refereeing. And I was watching when we were at Villa away, and the time wasting that their goalkeeper was doing. It was taking him 20 odd seconds for every kick to come back in.
Yeah.
Right, to get back in play. Throw-ins taking time, taking ages. And look at Newcastle's game last week. They had 3 added minutes. This against Liverpool. They had 3 added minutes on top of 5 minutes, which was given over a period of 45 minutes. So I couldn't understand what the 3 added minutes was. Beyond that, I mean, sure, there was 3 minutes to be added for time wasting, or someone got injured. But they go in. That's what we're cracking down on. This what's it? Matt Cash was down for what, about 3 minutes, 4 minutes injured, and then the time wasting all the way through the first half. 2 minutes added time.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's bizarre.
Where's the value for the payment? I'm not asked about whether they could have scored or we could have scored. It could have been either way. But we want value for money. What we're paying for. We're paying to come and watch a match, not so much people just rolling a ball around or rolling on the floor.
You'll find all the teams down the bottom, they all do it. I mean, I know we're not great at the moment, obviously a little bit better, but even against Southampton, they were just taking an age for everything.
Yeah.
Walking over for long throws all the time, but just absolutely walking as slow as they could. But I know what you mean, like the Villa and that. They like to waste as much time as they can throughout the match. And all they're going is for one goal and then shutting up shop.
Yeah.
That's what they're going for.
Yeah, it's boring.
They just waste as much time while it's 0-0 as they can, and they think that's getting them closer to
Southampton were like the main to do that though. Last season, I saw a thing that was like, in almost every game they've played in, they've had a player going down between 60 and 70 minutes.
Really?
And then all the players have gone over to the manager for a drink of water.
And basically team talk. That's what a lot of it is.
I think they got knocked out on the head. If the ball, if someone goes down, you can't go over to the side.
I think should. I don't think should be able to coach him when it comes to something like that. I think you're right. I think they do it on purpose.
It's tactical, yeah.
Absolutely.
But for me, the rule should be, as soon as that ball goes out, a play, you can, if it's a throw-in, you can throw it from anywhere. You don't have to throw it from where it went out.
Yeah.
They never do anyway. They're always up and down the line.
That's
Well,
you can't just run to the other side of the pitch
you can
throw it in there.
Hear me out. It's got to be back in play within 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the ball gets turned over. So to run to the other side of the pitch in 6 seconds is going to be a hell of a lot. And throw it in, and someone come with you, you're going to throw it to.
Yeah,
so it means 2 of you going.
Taking the throw,
He's still not going to get down there and then throw it to someone who's in space.
That just winds me up the way they encroach on from whatever side you Manchester United play. I mean, some of the encroach, it's absolutely unbelievable. Sometimes go like 20, 30 yards. You think, come on, take the piss.
It gives us a chance to recap the season so far. What we're talking about is teams that are sort of like you expected to start well. I expected Chelsea to be on fire.
So did I.
And I think you said to me earlier on that you suspect Chelsea might not make the top 4.
I think I've got them to finish 6th.
Yeah. So it's kind of like they're very disappointing. Chelsea for me. It's they've gone in, they bought quite a lot of players. They've spent a lot of money.
Absolutely. Yeah. Don't forget they lost a few as well, didn't they? They've lost some decent players as well, haven't they? On free transfers.
Especially at the back.
Christensen, Gonzi, Rudiger. That's just two off the top of my head.
Alonso went as well.
Yeah. Alonso as well, of course.
Timo Werner,
yeah. And
I don't think that's going to weaken them much.
I was going to say Lukaku went as well.
I think I've got more Chelsea goals than both of them.
They're struggling without a striker at the moment. They've just signed that Aubameyang though, haven't they? Do you reckon he'll do well?
Yeah. Did you see Aubameyang? He's got that mask on his face. He said he was injured with a broken jaw.
Yeah,
he got his house robbed. Yeah, he got his house robbed, didn't he?
Yeah. When he was saying something, I had to rewind it. I was like, who got their house robbed? And then with a broken jaw.
That's right.
And then I read it. Was it in Barcelona?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Is that a bit of a strange one, that though, Aubameyang? Because it looked a bit more like a panic buy at the end of the transfer.
He's got an Arsenal tattoo on his arm.
Is he? Really? But they're after a striker, weren't they? And it seems to be very, very last minute that they got in. Because he was being talked up about going other places as well.
He was only at Barca for 6 months and now he's back at
I don't know, Chelsea looked like they just had money to spend, and it was like almost like a supermarket sweep where they were just going in and buying whatever they could.
It's a bit scattergun.
Yeah, it's very
this
scattergun.
new guy, that Ted
Bowley,
I think he wanted to come in and make a statement, didn't he? Say, this is what we're going to do. We want to spend a lot of money.
They got the club relatively cheap, considering what was it was touted to go for. I think it was touted to go for something like 4 billion, and then he got it for like 2 points.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So he got it for $1 billion less than what he probably anticipated. Yeah. So they had money to spend, obviously, but it's the way they've gone about the spending. It's just very odd. There's no real structure to how they, who they're buying and what they're buying them for.
Yeah, and the style of player, the type of player they want for a style of play. Yeah, I'm not convinced by it.
But they're the most disappointing team. I know they're still only, I think, like, what, they're sixth in the league or something like that. They're still near the top.
Early days, as we
Very
say.
early days, yeah, but it's still
early days.
But it just seem a little bit disappointing to me, Chelsea. I don't
I agree.
But I mean, Leicester's the same. Leicester really sort of like hit the ground and not gone anywhere, fell in the mud. Sort of
Leicester are in trouble, aren't they?
Massive trouble.
Do you think the players are not playing for Brendan Rodgers?
I think that's what it boils down to every single time, pretty much. I know they haven't had a lot to spend in the transfer window. I think he's been moaning about that a bit, has he?
I don't think they spent anything.
No,
they haven't. They've not signed a single player.
Really?
They've lost Fofana.
They lost the goalie.
They lost the goalie, Schmeichel.
Yeah.
And they lost someone else. Someone else got sold, didn't they? Can't remember.
Yeah.
But over the years, when you look at people who've lost, I mean, again, no major impact. Harry Maguire gone. They've Maddison's not seen.
N'Golo Kante.
Yeah. Maddison doesn't seem anywhere near the player he was.
No, not at all.
Vardy's obviously getting on a little bit now. He's probably about 36, is he?
35, 36, I think Vardy.
Yeah.
I think when you get to that stage, compared to where they were last season, which they weren't brilliant last season, but they were a lot better. They just look like they're off the pace, like he's going to get the boot soon, I think.
He seems to. On the other hand, their game that weekend was against Brighton, and Brighton seems to be. They've really sort of like embraced this season.
Absolutely.
We've always said they're a very, very good team, just shy of a striker. And they sold Mopé. They sold Mopé.
Yeah.
But they seem to be doing a lot better than what.
Yeah.
It's Danny Welbeck, mate.
Danny Welbeck. Good old Danny. Well,
United have been for him. 40 million.
He's coming home. No, they played, Beatles at Old Trafford, they played really well, and they deserved it as well. A few weeks back.
Oh, they're a great team. They're a really good footballing team.
Great manager.
But
we've been saying that been doing it for a few years, haven't they? They've got that style of play, and they all know which way they want to play.
Yeah, and again,
they stick to it.
A few players that they've sort of like got rid of a few players over the time. Dan Burn, Neil Mopé.
And Cucurella.
Cucurella.
That's another one that Chelsea bought.
He just looked very disappointing to me, Cucurella. Just seems to be all over the place. Basuma.
Yeah, of course.
When I watch Chelsea play, and going back to Chelsea, I know, but this is something I missed out on. They don't seem to have a formation. They don't have. I said to you the other day, they're playing Chilwell and Cucurella.
Yeah,
it's they both got to play.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're meant to have him as like the 5 at the back and Cucurella like left centre back.
Yeah, but surely you'd buy a left midfielder.
You probably would, wouldn't you? What do you think about Cucurella?
I think he's all that. I think did like him. I liked him when he was at Brighton.
Yeah.
And I said to you a few times, didn't I? I said I like that curly-haired left back at Brighton.
Yeah.
And I can never remember his name. But then we were in for him, and I thought, ooh, that's interesting. He's gone at Chelsea. I've not seen enough of him at Chelsea. Sort of like decide whether I
don't think Chelsea's the right playing style for him.
Possibly.
Yeah. He's
a very attacking fullback, and he's getting put in sort of centre back role.
Yeah, I do quite like him. Maybe he's one of those that's getting found out a bit. With it being his second season, people have seen his style now, which can happen. He's a bit of. To me, it's a bit like a David Luiz effect. So when we've got all air flopping about that, it's like we've got a bench breed. They always look great and they stand out. They look like they're doing something because their head's moving all the way.
Yeah.
But I'm not convinced by him.
No.
He's a good player, but I'm not sure.
Someone said to me the other day that when we were at the football, it was not this week, on the week before, we were at home. It might have been the midweek game against Forest, and someone said that Sterling, did Chelsea get beat by somebody?
Southampton
beat
Leeds.
And someone said Sterling's lost more games since he's been at Chelsea than he has in the last 5 years at City.
What,
something
played
like that.
Really?
Something like that.
That couldn't have been right though. He lost more than 2 games at City.
Someone said the stat when I was there, and I was like, that's really been It was something like lost more games
away from home. Maybe.
It was whatever it was. Lost more games for Chelsea than he'd lost a certain period at City.
Right.
But it was
interesting.
I don't know. Again, I've not seen enough of Chelsea to sort of like see what an impact Sterling's had. And how he's how he's getting on, sort of thing. So
I think they're trying to make him their main player. Though they're trying to work from.
I would guess so. Yeah, I think so. But I mean, it's taking shape. I know we don't say it's table to take shape for a while, but I think Liverpool will be up there. We see. I think you'll still be the two to beat. Then it's going to be the top 4. It's going to be any number of like another 4 or 5 teams. I think. I think it's really open.
Could be even more than that.
I know Arsenal had a good start,
I can't see that.
I'm not convinced he'll sustain it throughout the season.
They always start off like.
I mean, you can have teams. Last season we had teams like like a Brighton or something that were like top of the league, won 4 or 5 on the trot at the start.
West Ham,
you had like West Ham lurking around.
We're getting to double figures, getting to 10, 12 matches, then it sort of starts evening out a bit.
I think before that you had Leicester all the time. They were always 5th or 4th until the end. Well, they were always 4th until the end of the season.
They went 7th. Wolves are a decent player. Again, Wolves has become that Brighton model for me, where great footballing team.
One of those where you think
haven't got forward.
You just think a player and it could sort of transform.
They've just bought some guy though in the transfer window, some like 6'9" guy, haven't they? Do you know his name?
Wolves.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Wolves.
Yeah, I think he was from Germany, wasn't it?
I don't know if he's. I think he's Eastern European, but he's gone. Might be Wolves. Yeah. I'm getting it wrong.
Does he come from Germany though?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name now.
No, me neither. I'm pretty sure it's them that signed him, but I might be wrong with that. When am I ever right on things like that? But it's I think like you say, United seems to have improved a little bit. They've got a few wins under the belt. A couple of good wins as well. Liverpool, Arsenal.
Looking a bit more solid at the back. Not like we're going to ship as many goals, but he's pretty much changed the whole defence. When you look at it, with Delort, he did play a bit last season, but then you've got new left back and 2 new set. Well, I say 2 new centre halves, but obviously
might as well be 2 new centre halves.
Varane good day. He's just injured too much. He's injured quite a bit last season, which is one of the things we have to look out for.
Yeah,
but just looking at, they're not brilliant, but looking a lot better. I guess
the
protests
are over then, right? They've won a few games.
Who knows? Now they're mooting that they might be putting a club up for sale. Then maybe they're just looking for a bit of breathing space.
I've not heard that. I've only heard paper talk of it being.
That's all it is at the moment.
I've not heard
I haven't read anything into it at the moment. I must admit. I think no quotes.
I've said this before, but I think what it is with United fans and why they're getting all. You've got to be careful. I'm hoping Mike Ashley buys you.
I'm sure you are, yeah. I'm hoping Mike Ashley buys you.
Yeah. Can't see that.
I think a lot of it is the investment in the club and the actual stadium. I think that's what a lot of it is. And they're never there for the supporters, they don't talk to them and things like that. I think that's why people don't like them. They're taking money out in dividends and stuff.
Do you know what my take is on it? It's if City weren't as successful as they are at the moment, there wouldn't be that much of an issue.
I'm not sure.
If you were finishing second and third and stuff like that, you would finish well because we're doing so well as well. That's adding to the. It's adding
to it. It would do, wouldn't it?
You want what we've got.
It would too, but I don't think that's the whole story. I think if it's just Liverpool, Arsenal, all the other teams that have had big fights with over the last few years, I think it'd still be the same. Still be the same issues. I think the issues have been there for a long time.
Spending money.
Well, they spent money this summer without a doubt, but. Like I said, they've had to get a structure in place, proper footballing structure where people know what they're doing in the club. It's just not been there for years and years and years.
Have they got that now, do you think?
Well, who knows? I'll hold my hands up and say, not sure, I think so, but, time will tell. I think that's all it is. Time will tell. We'll see what happens.
Steve McLaren back there now?
He is, yeah. He's one of the assistants.
Is he talking Dutch like the other Dutch guy?
That's embarrassing. I mean, that could be proved to be a bit of masterstroke because, technically in sort
very
of
good number 2, Steve McLaren.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great number 2.
Training wise, absolutely superb. When he stepped up to manager, that wasn't for him.
No, he's never been a number 1.
But as a coach, he's always been massively regarded. Obviously, he's done it before. He knows the Dutch league as well. Obviously, he knows the British league. He knows United. He's been there. So. Yeah, it looks like in that sense it's going pretty well on that side of things.
And he's fluent in Dutch, so he can talk to the manager. He can make communication between him and the manager.
It's funny that, dude. People don't know. You'll have to watch that. Didn't Joey Barton do that as well?
He did it in French, didn't he?
Is it?
Marseille.
Jadon Sancho did it in German.
Yeah. Yeah, they've all done it.
Oh, man, embarrassing.
But who are you going for early days? I know, straight off the bat, our first episode, who are you going for winning the league? Top 4, bottom 3.
For me, I think City win the league again. I think Liverpool are going to be second and third, something like that. I think it could be United and Tottenham in the top 4, but it could be Chelsea.
I definitely think so. I definitely think Tottenham.
It's going to be close. I think Tottenham look good.
Well organised.
As a manager,
they look well organised now.
He's one of those who Conte can throw his toys out of the pram pretty quick, and I think it's a bit like Mourinho. If he says the wrong thing to the players, they could fall off a cliff.
Yeah. He doesn't hang around, does he? He doesn't hang around many clubs long.
Not to. If he doesn't like something, he'll just walk.
Do you know what I never get Conte? And it's kind of the same with Tuchel as well when I see them. They're very, very angry on the side of the pitch. Very animated, very angry, shouting at people, pointing and yelling, bouncing up and down, up and down, up and down like that. And then when they get interviewed after the game, they're the most softly spoken people
I know
you've ever heard. And I'm like, hey,
it's like a transformation, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah. Just talk very quiet, very softly, and very mild mannered, sort of like the way they are.
Yeah. But I think City, Liverpool will be up there. But I think Chelsea, Arsenal, United, Spurs. I think it's a fight with all 4 of those.
I think Spurs definitely might be pushing for the title this year.
No chance.
For the
Pushing
actual
for the
title,
title, no.
When you look at their squad and their team, and how well organised and how well they're playing together, I just look at Spurs and I think they've got a great manager. But I agree with what you say. Conte could throw his toys out,
Yeah.
and then it'll be like, then who knows where they'll end up? Who knows what comes on?
Yeah.
If he doesn't, Spurs will be there or thereabouts.
If we can keep the squad together and behind him, backing him, and keep everyone fit, then I think possibly because there's going to become a stage over the next few years where it's not going to just sit in Liverpool. It's going to happen at some stage. So it's going to break into and it's going to be between more than just the two of you.
And I think it could be that. I think that could be this season. I think there's too many
games.
Spurs
are definitely most likely to do that at the moment.
It's a weird season. It's a weird season for me because of the World Cup right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And that's going to have a big impact on how people play. Because when you come back after a month off, everyone's got to re-gel. So it's like starting the season again.
Yeah.
Plus, you're going to get people who've been travelling to the World Cup. You're going to have injuries. You're going to have a lot of noise. But you're going to have injuries before the World Cup. There's going to be so many people missing out on the World Cup.
Some are going to come back early from the World Cup. Some are going to be there right to the end, I think, as well. So that's going to impact the team that they're playing with, or teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it could have a big saying on it.
The good thing for us is
it doesn't really affect the smaller team because they probably have no players going to it as well.
Some do.
Yeah,
because you get a few that are like from some of these nations that are not. That you don't think of, and you think,
but are they in the World Cup?
Forgot he's from Cameroon.
I
forgot he was from Cameroon.
Is Cameroon in the World Cup though?
I think so.
Yeah, but as an example, I know exactly what I mean. But that maybe something like a Newcastle or one of the teams that you expect to be maybe top 8 might think could be on for a good run. Might
exactly. Say Newcastle aren't going to have. I don't think St Maximin. I mean, he might get called up for France. I don't know, but
possibly.
But you probably won't have people like him at the World Cup.
Well, we've got Haaland who we lying on a beach chilling,
exactly.
refreshing his batteries.
He's not even going to
recharging for another 50 goals in the second half of the season.
Will Alvarez get picked for Argentina as well?
I was asking that question the other day, and it's Argentina are very heavy on forwards.
Exactly.
Aren't they? So Alvarez might miss out.
I'd pick Alvarez at the.
Over Dybala.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he looks quality.
I think Dybala's just got the experience, I suppose, which is what some managers go for, but I don't.
He's doing alright at Rose, Dybala, to be fair. I'm pretty sure.
But I'd take Alvarez over Dybala.
He's always been one of those Dybala. I've never been that sure about him.
Same.
He's always had a good reputation.
Him play.
Well, never really seen him play, but when I've seen him, it's been like, well, he's not really shone for me.
But I think that move to Rome has kind of dulled his career right down. If you wanted to become a bigger player than he already is, he had to take that other step to maybe La Liga or the Premier League.
And not play for
rather than downgrade in the same league.
Was Juventus, wasn't he?
Juventus.
Yeah, but now he's at Roma, is he?
Roma now, yeah. Under Jose.
Yeah.
Getting yelled at for nothing.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You wonder, did Mourinho buy him or did the club buy him? It might be one of those where if Mourinho don't like it, he won't pick him.
Did he get him on a free?
I
think it was a free. I think he's out. But another team for me who've got to be very, very careful, and there's a few which they're going to be hovering around the relegation zone. But I mean, people like Fulham, I thought was a cert nailed on. They're looking playing decent football.
Yeah,
he's another good manager though, Marco Silva.
I said on the Office Blokes Reacts video when we were talking football, I said Fulham will stay up.
Yeah.
But I made a massive mistake and that's I said Brentford will go down. Which is
listen,
early days.
You still might not be wrong. It's
one of those teams where they get a couple of injuries, Tony and another, then it's not really quite the same for them. But
it's looking unlikely that they will though.
Yeah, but it's the one for me. I think I've really got to keep an eye on them. Everton.
I think it's a few.
And
Leeds, Villa.
Yeah,
Villa. I mean, Everton did well getting a draw out of Liverpool, I think, at the weekend.
Villa did well getting a draw out of us, but I mean, I think Everton were quite lucky on that draw because Liverpool were peppering them for the goal.
I know what you mean.
They scored. Yeah, they scored.
Marginally offside.
It was almost very. What I don't get with VAR, and this is something on the offside thing, is the angles they show you on the TV.
It's not even straight.
It's not even looking at. It's not looking at the offside like that.
No,
it's like on an angle, as if like we'll put that angle in to sort of as a fallback,
like muddy the waters a little bit, in case they're not sure about it.
Yeah. What's with that angle?
Yeah, I know, it's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a strange one.
Surprised Connor Cody celebrated as well.
Connor Cody was giving it a big one,
big
Liverpool fan.
Yeah. Of course he is,
Yeah, from I don't know, for years and years.
But I think, in general, obviously, they did well getting a draw out here, but I mean, I think Villa, now are in a bit of trouble. I think Gerrard's...
Yeah, I think his days are numbered, mate.
I think he is, and I think it's him and Lampard.
Yeah.
I think they're both struggling at the moment, and obviously Brendan Rodgers, Leicester, all struggling massively.
Who do you think will be next to go then? Rodgers or Gerrard?
I would say Rodgers off the top of my head.
The only thing you've got with Rodgers going for me is
his next game as well.
I don't know, but it's the only thing I've got with Rodgers is who do Leicester get if they get rid of Rodgers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's going to come in? Who's going to come in and do what he's done, Sean Dyche? who's going to come in and do kind of what he does. Gary O'Neill's doing well with Bournemouth. He got a win on the first his first caretaker role.
Yeah, fair play to him. 2-0 down as well,
wasn't Wolves at home the first game, and then Bournemouth was the game after?
No, I'm saying Gary O'Neill at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
At weekend.
Oh, is he the new manager?
He's
now?
the caretaker manager since Scott
Yeah.
Parker.
Honestly,
was he the assistant
they
against
came back and
Wolves
won.
then?
So
Must have been the assistant against Wolves. Because he
yeah.
got sacked before the Wolves game, and then they played the Wolves game and drew.
Oh, Drew 0-0. Yeah, probably Gary O'Neill was the manager then.
Right.
Yeah, he would have been. Yeah,
maybe.
I remember him as a player. He was a decent player.
I'm sure there's some in the Championship that decent managers that maybe teams in the Premiership in their position are maybe looking at as well.
Possibly. And sometimes you get the foreign managers as well.
Dean
Smith,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, people like that.
Signed Dean Smith back at Villa.
Hang on. So I think you might see Scott Parker take one of the roles if he comes available.
Good shout that.
You know, he's definitely a young manager who's got a very good appetite for the game.
Yeah,
let's say.
I think the reason.
What about the old Spurs manager and Wolves manager Nuno Espirito Santo?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure what he's doing at the moment. I don't know if he's got a good job or what.
Do you know what I found out the other day? This blew my mind. I was watching Bradford on the TV.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know who their manager is? I know you know because I told you, but do you know who their manager is? Bradford's manager.
No idea.
Mark Hughes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Didn't even know.
No,
I'm like, what?
I remember a couple of months ago now, getting the job.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah. And people were thinking it's a bit strange because they're in like League 1 or League 2 or something like
Yeah,
that.
they're down. Yeah, I don't think they're in the Championship.
Definitely not in the Championship.
But yeah, he is. That's a weird one.
It was just bizarre that
Been
when I seen it, I was like,
City, international manager.
Blew my mind. I was like, what?
Good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a strange one, that.
Yeah, but I think Everton, going back to what we're talking about in Leeds, I mean, Leeds, I'm not sure with Jesse Marsh where his head's at. I mean, you've got to be a nutcase to manage Leeds anyway. I mean, it comes with the package, doesn't it?
See, they're a strange one again, though, aren't they? Because against Chelsea, they
smashed them.
Smashed them. They're absolutely brilliant. It's like a different team.
Yeah.
But again, need to keep everyone fit. You know,
Well,
they've lost a few players, haven't they? Lost what's his face to City, haven't they?
Calvin Phillips.
Calvin Phillips, of course.
I don't think he ever played anyway, did he? He didn't play for us. I think he's always injured. I think he's permanently injured.
He was one of Leeds' best players, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah.
No, I think the biggest one they lost was Rafinha.
Rafinha, of course. Yeah, he went as well, didn't he?
Yeah, but they lost Stuart Dallas to a bad injury.
Yeah.
Which was his own fault.
Looks like they've signed some good players though, Leeds.
Yeah, they got that Aronson.
Aronson
looks quite
good.
decent.
Sinistera looks very good.
Sinistera looks very, very comfortable on the ball.
In fact, didn't Dan James went to Fulham as well,
He
didn't
did.
He went to
He did.
Leeds.
No, he's at Fulham now.
He's gone to Fulham.
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
so.
he got
I
brought
didn't know
on.
that.
He come on as a sub at weekend. Sorry,
Yeah,
he
that's
got
right.
brought on as a sub at weekend.
It's a bit of a weird one, that. Bit of a strange one.
Yeah. But the other one is Nottingham Forest.
I
just don't get how many people can you put on the roster?
know. They've had a
roster, on the
huge
squad.
turnaround, haven't they?
How many people can you put in the
20,
daytime
20,
squad?
23, right?
23 is it?
They've signed 22.
They've signed 23 players.
Yeah, 23,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, if you sign him from him, you're not going to get put on the squad list. What are you going to?
Bizarre.
How does that work?
I think they must have sent some back out on loan or something.
Yeah, but you must have players there already. You know, you're looking at him and it's like, well, what's he going to do?
Yeah.
22 people coming in or 23 people coming in, 23 on the list, and you're thinking, and you're already there going like.
Turnaround's been amazing there, hasn't it? You know, we spent a
Incredible.
lot of money, but I mean, yeah, good luck to him and everything. But I'm not sure whether it's going to work or not.
I was watching that Forest Bournemouth game at weekend, and they were 2-0 up, and Lingard gave the ball away, and like in the middle of the park, didn't even put the slightest fucking effort into chase back.
Did he not?
No, and I'm like, and he scored off it.
Oh, it's even
I was
worse.
like, I was watching him, I was like, the manager will be right in your ear.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
So manager will be right in his ear, straight out the other. And then,
There's nothing in between to stop it, is there? So
I bet he's Millie rocking in the dressing room after that.
Oh, big time. Bet he was. Give it all that, whatever he does.
Yeah. Fair play to Bournemouth though for coming back. You know, position they've been in,
It's a
just being
massive
spanked
win.
9-0 and then going away. You know, winning.
Sitting
that.
mid-table at the moment, Bournemouth.
Yeah, but that second half they outplayed Forest like you wouldn't believe. It was on onslaught.
Yeah.
Constant wave after wave.
It's down to Scott Parker.
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
had a bad result against Liverpool, but put it aside. But because
It's
of what he said,
it's all what he said.
he's been given a boot, and I think
Rogers kind of said something similar yesterday.
Yeah, I bet.
He kind of went in on his or the day before on Sunday. He kind of went in on the owners a little
On
bit.
the investment side
Yeah.
side of things.
Yeah, no, some of the owners see their arse on that.
Of course they will, yeah, because they don't want to be blamed. They want
No.
to blame the manager or the players, don't they? They don't want to take the blame and take the flak for it. That's not what they're there for.
Yeah.
You don't sign up for that. You
No.
can't take it. So,
But I think with Jesse Marsh, going back to Jesse Marsh and Leeds, I think he's I watched him with his interview match of the day, and he said something along the lines of, how can I not question the integrity of the referee and the decisions they're making? I think he had a nailed-on penalty for me.
Yeah.
I think the guy come behind, he's pulled his shirt outside the box, it's carried on into the box, and he shoved him in the back.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a penalty. I think it's a penalty.
So. Yeah.
Marshall and Mental got sent off.
Yeah, that's right.
Sent to the stands, sort of thing. He's getting sent off. And the running he's getting the amount of running he's having his players do during a game to chase down and lock down, and that's the game you've got to play now to be in the Premier League. I'm not sure with their squad size being so small the way it is, with quality I'm talking about, if they'll survive.
They can last the season.
I don't think they can last the season.
Like I say, playing like that, you need over 20. You need another team, don't you?
Yeah, remember like that they played like that with Marcelo Bielsa. Marcelo Bielsa had Leeds running round. What was it called? Like they did in training. Bielsa ball in training. And so I think they'll be fine. To be honest, I think Leeds
struggled at the end of last season, mate. They were right at the bottom. They almost went, didn't they?
Yeah, but they survived, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did, but I think it is a good point. No, fitness-wise, it just take a lot out of teams, doesn't it? And you do need pretty much two teams, don't you, playing like that the whole season, I think. And
I'm seeing the same in United. When United are chasing the ball down now, I'm watching people run around, and they've never done it before. You know, you've seen people like Bruno Fernandes running, closing down, doing a lot more work than what he's used to, let's say, or what he's had in the past. Now, can he control that to the end of the season? Can he do that to the end of the season, and stay fit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
and if he goes out, have you got a decent enough replacement to bring in?
Yeah, that's it. It's going to be a work in progress. Getting your fitness levels that you need for that type of thing is something that's going to come over months. It's not going to be like weeks. It's going to be like a work in progress. So you need pretty much everyone staying fit for a couple of months, I would say, to get that fitness level up with everyone. You need to be able to rotate the squad.
It's funny though, because I mean you see how desperate teams like Villa are, for example, when they scored and drew 1-1, you'd have thought the way the fans celebrated, you'd have thought they'd won the league.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a little bit like, it's a draw, right? It's only 1-1. It's but let them have the time in the day. The fans are great at Villa because they're very loud when they are on song and when they are winning.
Yeah.
They've got a great set of fans. They're always there. They're there for them. It's an old stadium, but it's one of them stadiums that. It's iconic still for me.
Of course, it's Villa Park. Yeah. Still synonymous with FA Cup semi-finals and stuff, isn't it? All our teams have been there at some stage. So.
But when I walked out the ground, there was a Villa fan walking next to me, and he said something to me along the lines of, we did it, or I said, it was a draw, right? And he went, yeah, don't burst me bubble. I said, well, let me tell you something, mate. He said, if Leicester win tomorrow, you're in the bottom three. He just went, and walked off. He went, you have burst me bubble now, sort of thing. I mean, lucky for them, Leicester lost. But it was, but I still think that, again, and the other thing I said to him, I says, you said you did more running today than you've done in any game so far this season. I said, you've upped the game to come play against City. I said, you should be able to do that every game. I said, if you do, you'll be all right. And what they do, though, Southampton do it to us every year. They come in and they play outstanding. They run, everyone's all over the pitch. That Salisu, whatever his name is, at the back?
Yeah, Salisu.
He last time he played against us, I've never seen anyone. What's he used to do it? Who played for Spurs in the middle? Sissoko.
Yeah.
He used to do it when he used to play for Spurs. He'd be shit the whole season, and then come in and be man of the match. He played like 2009 Messi against us. He was like incredible. He was unplayable.
Like a dino, just all the way.
Salisu. Is that his name? Salisu.
Yeah, Salisu. Yeah.
He was another one. Unplayable when he played against us. All over the place. Yeah. And then Villa did it the other day. They had Douglas Luiz all over the place. Sort of like playing. You don't see it week in, week out, but then, Southampton did it last time. They lost something like 6 games on the run.
Yeah, it's the same with Newcastle with Alex Saint-Maximin as well.
He unplayable.
I mean, to be fair, they normally drop off, but the next week he went and scored an absolute banger against Wolves.
Yeah, but they were struggling.
That's what I said. They're knocking themselves.
They're tiring themselves out. I know you're going to be playing 2 games a week now.
It's because it's not fashionable to play good against the crappy teams. They can't be arsed. When it's against the top teams, they know their fans are watching. They're scrutinising them even more. So they think, right, I've got to step up. But they are cheating the fans and cheating the managers when they're like that, because like I say, do it every week. Because that's the least you can expect. At least put the effort in. But a lot of them just cheat the manager and cheat the fans. Just do because they can't be arsed.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. We play tonight in the Champions League in Sevilla. Unfortunately, we're not going to be there, which was a little bit disappointing because we planned to be there. It came up so fast.
Extremely expensive again, and lack of flights and no direct flights. Was there? I don't think
there was no direct flights. So if there was a direct flight, I'd have to go on Friday, and then come back the day after tomorrow. sort of thing.
So Friday to
Wednesday.
Basically
sort
a
of
holiday.
Of course it is.
It's a holiday, yeah.
Wow,
And it's,
so it's a long time.
we looked at going, didn't we? And it's we calculated it all up, and when I was putting everything in, the price was going up and up, and my little box in the thing going ding, ding, ding. Do you want to buy a bag? Do you need a piss on the plane? I'm like, hey.
Extra.
Yeah. Do you want to stand up or sit down? Yeah. I'm like, and it added up, and it was over $3,000.
Was it?
Yeah. So I was
Wow.
like, no, I'm not paying that just to go and watch a first group stage game.
Yeah.
I've got the group stage games at home on my season ticket, so I'll watch the games at home, and I might go to Dortmund away. I'm not sure yet. I've not made a decision on it yet.
Yeah.
And if we progress to the next stages, then I'll go to the games in the next stages.
Yeah, absolutely. Why
it's a bit more important.
You can't go to them all, can you? So,
It's
it's
so
so expensive.
Yeah,
Really
the
is.
expense for the fan is it's crazy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Huge amount.
Yeah. So yeah, it's so we just see the next game we've got coming up for us is Spurs in the league.
Yeah, you got Spurs at home on Saturday.
Spurs at home. That's going to be a very, very.
That'll be a good match. That.
When we say that, it's always 0-0, isn't it?
Well, yeah, as a neutral, it should be anyway.
Well, Spurs are a bit of a bogey team for
always
us.
Always 0-0.
Yeah.
That's
No, when you say that.
Yeah. Oh right.
When people say this is going to be a great game, and then it's 0-0.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know what you
We
mean.
called a couple of 0-0s that week, and then we said Liverpool Everton will be 0-0.
Yeah,
and I
we
said
did
Palace,
say that.
and I said Palace and Newcastle will be 0-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was 0-0 as well.
Yeah. Good shouts.
So
Good shouts.
yeah, I just didn't think. I think each team would just cancel them out.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was surprised that Liverpool and Everton being 0-0. To be fair, I just think Everton are gonna. I don't see any quality in that team.
No. Absolutely, I agree.
Gordon's alright, I think.
Gordon, yeah, they did well keeping hold of Gordon, but he's one of them players now that he's kind of gone to his head a little bit, and he's holding onto the ball too long sometimes now when he should be passing it.
Yeah.
You know, but. Okay, Gordon aside, there's no one in there that you think, he's,
Yeah,
he's
I don't
looking
think you
good.
can hang the hat on him, can
I've got
that's for sure.
I've got an Everton friend who's been telling me about how one player for Everton has been standing out under Frank Lampard, and that's Alex Iwobi.
I was always a fan of Iwobi. I like him as a player. Is he quality enough to win you the Premier League or keep you up in the Premier League?
To win the Premier League, chill.
Well, yeah.
No, you know what I mean?
Too
Win
far
the
there.
Premier League.
With Everton.
If he is, we'll buy him.
Okay, to stay in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see Everton doing anything other than draw, struggle, scrapping. They're going to be very similar to Leeds. Got to watch what they do.
They're never going to win a game this season more than 2-0.
No,
They don't look like they've improved from last season.
They
That's the
don't.
worry
They don't.
about Everton, I think. And you think, can Lampard get them up there and move them to the next level? Not convinced.
Is that Onana play for them?
Yeah.
Everton. He looks quite decent on the ball.
Yeah.
He could be awkward to play against. He's quite tall, lanky sort of thing. He gets stuck in. It's Did you see that tackle that Van Dijk did on?
I think
it wasn't on Onana.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Oh yeah.
Right over
Right
the
on his
ball
ankle.
and nearly snapped
Next time you watch Van Dijk play, right? This is why I don't think it was a red card, right? All the Everton fans are going to be yelling at me, going, "Fucking red card!" That I'm not sure it was. When you watch Van Dijk play, next time Liverpool play, just keep your eye on Van Dijk and his tackles he does in the back. Every tackle's like that. He goes in sideways, sticks his foot out because he knows he's on the back foot to change. If he loses the ball, he's on his foot to go.
Yeah.
And that's the way he plays. That's the style he plays. That's why it's very difficult to get past him because he's always playing with his foot out.
Yeah.
To sprint off the other way in the other direction. If someone stopped the ball and changed it and rolled back, he'd probably fall over.
Yeah.
But he's that's why I don't think it was a red card because I think that's the style he plays. I think the guy just knocked it off his foot a little bit too quick.
Yeah.
And his foot was hanging in there.
He's one of those, maybe slow motion makes it look worse than it is.
Yeah, definitely.
I get what you mean.
And even his
slow it
reaction,
down and watch it 20 more times.
Yeah.
It's always going to look even worse.
Yeah.
Every
even
time
his
you watch it, it looks
even
worse.
his reaction was like he looks like shit.
Although someone's style of play is no excuse for sort of like a violent tackle either, is it? If he's doing it wrong, then he's doing it wrong.
Yeah.
But
that's his style of
something to
play.
keep an eye out for.
Just watch the way
Fair enough.
watch the way he tackles.
Right,
He does it all the time. He turns his body and he puts his foot out.
Yeah, interesting.
But he's
keep an eye
a
out for
very
that.
good player, obviously. But I just think Everton, going back to my predictions of a championship top 4 and bottom 3, I'm gonna. Do you want to go first? Go on, you go.
Can do. I'll go City top.
Yeah.
Spurs, Liverpool, Arsenal.
I'm glad it's on
Chelsea,
tape.
Chelsea, Wolves, and after that, Chelsea, Wolves,
Newcastle,
Newcastle,
Everton,
Fulham,
Bournemouth, Brentford,
Yeah.
United,
Leicester.
Absolute charms.
and relegation.
Relegation, I'll go with not Leicester. I think they'll stay up, to be honest. I don't think they'll be down there for much longer. I think they'll sack the manager, have a manager's boost, get a good manager, and finish mid-table.
I'm sort of like on that. I'm on that thing with Leicester of have they got enough quality?
Yeah.
I mean, January can bring people in, and see if there's anything available to bring in January. I think it'll make some stand out in the World Cup.
Bournemouth will be down, I think. Aston Villa, and who else is down there at the moment? Wolves.
West Ham, it.
Well, it's Wolves. I tell you what, I'll go with Nottingham Forest. I'll go with Bournemouth, Forest, and Villa. If unless they sack Gerrard soon.
That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's whether they get rid of him and get someone else in, or it's very early to start predicting, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah,
but it's a tough one.
But
what do you think of?
What you've got with teams that are getting rid of their managers, people like Villa, if they don't act now, then you don't give enough time for a manager to come in, assess the situation, and then go into the transfer window in January.
Yeah.
What you've got as well is most managers who are getting sacked just get sacked before the international break. Then it gives them time to assess what they've got,
of course.
work with some of the players,
Yeah.
and then come back and straight into sort of like after a bit of a break, straight into the action again. So you'll probably see a bit of a management merry-go-round, I think, as the international break approaches in 2 weeks, is it?
Yeah.
I think Wolves and then I think after the Wolves game for us, then it's international break, so it's a week on Saturday.
Yeah, it will be.
Next weekend's the weekend before the international break. So I think you might see some people getting sacked depending on results this weekend.
Yeah, maybe. I think could be right.
Yeah.
I'm doubts. I don't think Villa will go down now, to be honest. I don't know. That 18th spot is the hardest position to guess in the league.
It is, because I think what you've got with Villa is they have got quality, because they've got people like
absolutely,
they've got
Douglas Luiz. They've got some decent players on there. And
Leon Bailey.
Even what's the guy out front called? They got from Brentford. Ollie Watkins.
Yeah.
But they've got people like that who can. They know where the goal is if they're fed enough. They know to score goals. But they've got they have got a decent.
Coutinho.
Yeah, they've got decent players who can keep them up. That's why I don't think Villa will go down. But again,
with them players,
I'm pretty sure we will have a change of manager before the January window.
They won't let it drag on.
They won't. No,
that long.
No,
absolutely
people
no
can't afford to now. It's they're making quick decisions. And that vacancy could be filled by someone like Scott Parker.
Absolutely, could be.
And I think if Scott Parker gets in, wherever Scott Parker goes, if it is a relegation threatened team, which it would be if that was the case, then he's keeping them up, whichever team he goes to.
Especially Aston Villa, he's got the players to keep them up, definitely.
Yeah, I think could be right.
Yeah, but I don't know if he wants like a sudden job. I don't know.
Yeah, relegation anyway. I'm going to go for Forest, Bournemouth, and Leeds. I think. So I'm not convinced by Leeds, although they play well against Chelsea. I'm just not convinced by the manager, and if they get one or two injuries, not too sure.
Mine's going to be.
But it's going to be tough though.
Top four will be City. Top. Hopefully, can't see anyone. I can, but I don't.
You're never going to put anyone else to finish first.
No, that's true. Spurs, will finish runners up.
I think so as well.
I think if United carry on the way they're playing, they could get top four. But there's so many teams in that bracket now for them 2 places or 3 places. But I think definitely City and Spurs 1 and 2, and then I'm going to go with Liverpool, and then it's a toss up between 3 teams: United, Chelsea. Arsenal. Yeah. And I think Chelsea might just nip in between. Depends if United can keep fit.
Of course, yeah.
I think Chelsea might just nip in.
It's early days, isn't it? It's early days. It's really tough.
None of you have got Arsenal to finish top 4.
No.
No. I've not either. Because I go for City first.
When was the last time they finished top 4? Arsenal.
Not sure.
Why does that matter? When was the last time?
What were you saying? You said it like it's a surprise. Like, can't believe none of you got Arsenal top 4.
Yeah.
They almost went down last year.
Yeah. They finished 5th.
Yeah, but they were struggling until Christmas.
They bottled the 4th in the last game of the season.
They always do. It's Arsenal.
Any Arsenal fans watching this, I'm backing. I think
that's
they'll
finish third. I go for City first. I still think Liverpool are going to scrape into second. I'll probably go for Spurs. Then, as a United fan, I'll go for United fourth. I think they're going in the right direction, and it is early days. Don't get me wrong, because I still think Arsenal, Chelsea, absolutely going to be thereabouts, without a doubt. Arsenal played well against us the other day. To be fair, they played parts, played some really good football.
Again, though, for me, is the injuries. I know Emily Smith-Rowe got injured the other day, so he's going to be out, I think, for a bit again.
He doesn't even start for them.
No, but he's their backup. Should someone get injured? So if they get an injury, who are they going to bring in?
Yeah.
You know, who's on the sidelines to come in for some of these. If Jesus gets injured, who's coming in for Jesus?
I think there's a lot of factors can go into who's going to finish where with the 3 or 4 below City and Liverpool. You know, there's so many factors with injuries and stuff like that. Form, you know,
creating a massive sort of
huge.
Thing.
We're still a bit on the unknown with Ten Hag. He's only just started. You know, he's only been that 6 games into the season, so you know he's still a bit of an unknown.
Yeah.
So to be fair, so it's going to be really interesting though.
Yeah.
Really
Bottom 3 for me. Forest.
Yeah.
Just too many changes for me.
You can't at bottom of the league.
Bottom of the league, Forest. Yeah. I just can't see someone bringing in that many players and it gelling. It's going to take a long time, and I don't know what.
Fulham did it a couple of seasons ago when Fulham came up and spent 100 and odd mil and then finished 19th or whatever.
It's not the amount of money they're spending. It's not the amount of money they're spending. It's how many people they bought.
Yeah.
You can't buy 20 odd players and expect to build a team around 20 odd players that come in. You can build a team, but it's a team good enough to maintain being in the Premier League. You know, you got to remember once the FA Cup starts and the other cups start and the League Cup, you're going to be all over the place.
Even if
sometimes 3-4 times a week you're going to be playing here.
Successful teams, you've got to be building friendships, haven't you, and stuff like that as well. You know, you've got to be building a group of players that, you know, get on with each other. You know,
you've got Lingard in the dressing room then as well. You know, we know what he can do in the dressing room. He can be very divisive.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I'm going Forest. I'm going Forest to finish bottom.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Leeds
at 19th or
Leeds at 9. Well, in any order.
All right.
I'll go Forest, Leeds, and Everton.
No, Everton. You think Bournemouth will stay up?
I think Bournemouth will stay up. Yeah. I think Bournemouth might. If Gary O'Neill proves successful being a caretaker manager and making the manager, I think he's got a very knowledgeable guy, Gary O'Neill, and he knows football inside. He's a football man. And I think he'll do a good job there. And if not, if they don't keep Gary O'Neill, if they look for someone else, and they'll probably bring in someone like Sean Dyche. And if Sean Dyche comes in, he knows how to keep you up.
The problem is Sean Dyche, they play a completely different way, don't they? They play really good football. Bournemouth. I'm not saying Sean Dyche can't, but that's not the style he normally plays. And if he's going to go in and change the style completely, that's why I've said Bournemouth, but it's because they've got rid of Scott Parker. If he was still there, I'd probably get him to stay up. Because I think he'd still do a great job. I really do. I think now it's such an unknown as to either getting an unknown caretaker in, the guy that's Gary O'Neill, or getting a new manager completely who might play a completely different style. So it's going to be a really interesting one.
I fancy Everton to get relegated. I just don't think they've changed enough and improved enough from what they had last season. And last season we were near the bottom the whole season. This season they're going to spend pretty much in the bottom half of the table for the whole season. And I think some teams they battle each other, and points are going to be on. Points will be going all over the place. And I just don't think Everton will pick up enough.
To be fair, every time I look at the fixtures and I see Everton playing, I always fancy the other team. Every time.
That says it all, then, doesn't it? Really? Yeah. That's a good point.
I don't know. Do you know the fixtures for next weekend?
Well, City, Spurs, we've got that, and then.
I don't know who United play, Mike.
Well. We have got Crystal Palace away.
Tough game
on the Sunday.
Very tough game.
Palace away is tough. You can even go to Sainsbury's or wherever it is on the corner there.
You've got Fulham, Chelsea. You've got Bournemouth, Brighton, Leicester, Villa.
Relegation battle.
Leicester v Villa.
That's
derby as well.
Big match.
At Leicester,
At Leicester, Liverpool, Wolves, Southampton, Brentford.
Who's going to wear red and white stripes? Southampton, Brentford.
Sunday, you've got Arsenal, Everton. West Ham, Newcastle.
Tough game for Everton.
West Ham, Newcastle. That could be a bit of a
that'd be a tasty game.
Could be a good
fight for 7th. That.
Yeah.
I
could be. And then we've got Palace away, which that won't be easy either. No. Leeds against Forest on Monday.
Ooh.
So
that'd be another good game, Leeds Forest.
Yeah, but I think the Leicester Villa one, that could be like who wins stays in the job. I think.
Yeah.
Just what I was going to say. Exactly that.
It could be that important.
Yeah.
Really
winner stays in the job.
Yeah.
I can't see him sacking
Steven Gerrard.
No,
Brendan Rodgers.
I think he's more at risk than Gerrard. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about
he's done great things at Leicester. Brendan Rodgers.
Yes.
Gerrard's done nothing to be able to be like, but we need to keep him because of this. Well, he's been shit since he's got there.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's a good point.
I mean, he did all right at Rangers, but
that doesn't
do all right at Rangers. I think,
but he's been there for quite a bit now, Villa, hasn't he? Did he start last season?
Yeah,
he's been there 2 seasons.
So he's had the full season there. So right, okay.
Yeah, he's brought in some players as well, like Coutinho and people like that.
Yeah,
but I just think, Everton, Villa won't go down because I think they'll change the manager.
Yeah,
and Everton might do, but I don't know who's going to come to Everton. Villas
Probably,
might get healing.
probably end up getting Duncan Ferguson till the end of the season.
Oh,
Big Dunk to the end of the season. But I don't think he's there anymore.
Having fights with Sean Dyche, the next manager of Villa.
No, they'll be out together. Could be them two, 1 and 2. Dyche and Ferguson. All the players will be shitting themselves. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll run 40 mile in again.
Can you imagine them two coming out here? Wow.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's it. That's my prediction.
We'll see at the end
anyway,
of the season what our predictions are like.
Yeah. So going forward, what we'll do, we'll cover the weekend football as we go. This time, just a bit of a summary, a roundup of our thoughts.
Yeah,
and
where
what
we're up to at the moment.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and tune in next week for something similar.
Yeah.
Catch you later.
Cheers.